What's going on, everybody? Tony Thompson, Thin Blue Instruction here, and I want to talk to you a little bit as we get prepared to go to the range. And I just need you guys to go through this video and understand what our commands are going to be actually on the range. So the first thing that we got to focus on is your grip. On your grip, I want you to get up as high as you possibly can on the beaver tail. Finger off the trigger, finger off the trigger. It should look just like that. With your other hand, I want you to reach for your knuckles. Reach for your knuckles. If you reach for your knuckles, your gun will stack up perfectly and your thumbs will be just like this, okay? If you do not reach for your knuckles, you have a tendency to bring your hand behind the weapon, which is gonna cause you to have it's gonna cause the action to come back and it's gonna end up cutting your finger. So remember, reach for your knuckles. The other thing is, as I said, finger off the trigger. It looks just like this. This is the only thing we'll accept. We won't accept this, and we won't accept that. Finger off the trigger just like that. In your stance, it's up to you what stance you're going to use. If you are going to use the isosceles, your feet are shoulder width apart, knees are slightly bent, elbows are locked out in front of you, bend, knees slightly bent, bending forward at the waist. So the commands will be 2 rounds, 6 seconds, 2 rounds, 6 seconds, shoot. Bring it up, bow, bow, relax. If you're gonna shoot out of the weaver position, you're gonna take your dominant hand and your dominant leg and you're gonna put it back about 12 inches. Turn your body just a little bit to the side, cant your body. With your dominant arm, I want you to lock your elbow out. With your other arm, I want you to wrap your hands with the same grip and your elbow is bent. Knees are slightly bent, leaning forward. 2 rounds, 6 seconds, 2 rounds, 6 seconds, shoot. Bow, bow, relax, okay? Now, once we get down on the range, we are going to require you to keep 2 hands on the weapons at all times. Once you're down there, 2 hands are on the weapons, do not separate. If you separate and have 1 hand on the weapon, you have a tendency to swing the weapon behind you, and that is where your instructors will be standing, so we don't want you to do that. So you'll hear us say, keep 2 hands on the weapon at all times. The other thing that you're going to hear us say is when it comes time for a reload, we will tell you, reload, you will drop the magazine, but before we tell you to reload, if you don't feel a touch on your shoulder or we call you by name, we're not referring to you. We'll say, reload, Tony, reload, lane 1. And when you hear reload, you press the button, let the magazine hit the ground. Don't take it out and try to put it in your pocket. Press the button, the magazine will hit the ground. Get your other magazine, put it in, slap upon it, and we'll go back to work. But you must be told that we are talking to you, so we'll specifically tell you when to reload. If you notice that your weapon has locked to the rear, such as this, then you know that that means reload and you can do it on your own. You don't have to wait for us to tell you that. The other thing that you'll hear us say will be alibi fire. Once you're downrange, you will be lined up in front of a target. We will count off from left to right for your targets. So you'll hear something like this. Alibi fire, lane 2, only 1 round. That means only the shooter in lane 2 is going to shoot. So we'll say alibi fire, lane 2, 1 round, shoot. Just lane 2 will come up, bow, bow, we'll relax. Then we'll all get it together and we will move to the next shooting volley. Lastly, when it comes time to move back from the 5-yard line, 7-yard line to the 10, we will say, first thing we'll say is, if there's anything on the ground, reach down and pick it up. That means if you have dropped your magazine for your reload, reach down on the ground and pick it up. We're gonna do that all at once. We don't want anyone's head in front of the firing line when anyone is shooting. So we'll do that all at once. Once you bring it up, get it in your hand, put it back in your pocket, 2 hands back on the weapon, we will say back up. When we have you back up, we don't want you to turn around, just back up, step back. And we will stop you at the next line, and we'll stop you there and we'll get synced up again, and then we'll go start shooting again. We will go as fast or as slow as you want to go. We are in no rush. Try to stick to your 6 seconds, and we will make sure that you get it. As we said in the class, we've never had anyone not qualify. We will get you qualified. Make sure you're taking your instructions, from myself and Doobie. Doobie is the range master, and he is responsible for your qualification.